Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hope you all are doing well. In this episode, we will be talking about how to stay consistent for 2021. I'm your host, Coach Ryan. I hope to provide value on this episode and get to it. So let's cue the music. Hello, greetings, fellow challengers of the 21-day quarantine body shift program. Hope you all are doing well this Monday. That you all are continuing to live your life by design. So, a couple of housekeeping before we get started. If you are joining me live, please hashtag live in the comments. Or if you're watching this after the recording, hashtag replay. So, in order for me to see your comments on StreamYard, please head over to streamyard.com/Facebook, and that will give permission for me to see your Facebook comments. This is being streamed on three different platforms: on YouTube, on my Facebook page, and on my Facebook group, which is this one. So that will help me see all your comments on one spot instead of me having to go to three different platforms to see who's commenting and who I can respond to. So anywho, yeah, today's topic is how to stay consistent for 2021. I know 2020 has been quite a rough go, and a lot of us, including myself, was just waiting for January 1st, the turning of a new calendar year, to just have a simple reset, have stuff that we want to set up and build towards, and really accomplish it as much as we can. So, yeah, we definitely need to, in order for us to really succeed in hitting our New Year's resolutions, is that we need to do our very best to put plans and be consistent as much as possible. So today we'll probably talk about 5 tips to help you out. No particular order except for the last one, which I feel is very important. So, but yeah, this will help you, stay as long as you can on your challenge, your New Year's resolutions, or what goals you're trying to achieve for this year, and just to see it through and through, whether it's the first month or the halfway point, 90 days, right? 120 days, 365 days. um, I'm gonna share some tips to help you, you know be more happy, fulfilled, and healthy. And at the same time, the the side effects of that is reducing the stress and is reducing the overwhelm. So we'll get right into it. The first tip I can share with you is reduce the friction. More important, preparation. How are you preparing yourself for the challenge? One thing that we fail to do is really put a plan in place on how we want to attack the challenge that's in front of us. So, what I mean about reducing the friction, the is basically, especially if it takes you some time just to convince yourself to get out the door, convince yourself to uh, get into the task that's required. Most important is reducing the work needed to get ready and get onto it. Sometimes we get into the point of having too much time between the tasks that we have, and then the time that you know we can talk ourselves out of it. And that's the thing, especially if you start thinking about, oh, I got, especially when, let's give example of running, especially when you think, oh, I gotta put my apparel, my clothes together. I gotta get my meal set up, little nice snack once I get home from work, and then I head out the door. So reducing the friction could be more likely, especially preparing yourself at least the next day or the day before, right? Preparing that stuff that you need to get your apparel, your shoes together, your nutrients, your hydration. Getting that all set up the day before will help you a lot. So once you get home from a day at work or a day at school or whatnot, whatever this task, this challenge is attached to, and I go into it more on my ABC mindset that I share with my 21-day quarantine body shift program challengers. That once you get home to that activity challenge, then everything is set up. You don't have to think about it as much. It's all ready, it's all prepared right there to just pick up and go. And that's the thing, if we don't prepare ahead of time, we end up overthinking what we need to do, and then comes to the point where we start talking ourselves out of it, taking an extra 30 minutes or so just to do that transition to getting the task. So first thing to start off, reduce the friction, prepare ahead of time. The next tip to help stay consistent for 2021: gamify the process. So what that means, make the process fun as much as possible. So you can either start things like doing streaks. So doing deciding, okay, let's try this week to see how it goes, right. So start set a date, set amount of days that you want uh, to complete. So here, once again, the 21-day quarantine body shift. So see how far you can go within the 3 weeks, right? And right now with the our January challenge, this is the third week of the 21-day quarantine body shift program. This is day 15, so we are on the home stretch, heading to completing January and then getting ourselves prepared if we need to continue again for February. So that's one example of gamifying it. Or another thing is reward yourself, right? So say that in X amount of days, I want to hit this portion of the goal, right? And say you want 10 pounds. If you hit 2 pounds, right, reward yourself. Say, okay, I'll treat myself to you know um, uh, a treat or something that you wanted to get on your bucket list. or on your list of stuff that you wanted to purchase, but always been occupied. Now this is a incentive for you to win and win. So basically, get that thing that you always wanted to get. Right, start something very small, so it's not very, you know, then you're starting another challenge on yourself. So something small on your list of stuff that you always want to get or treat yourself, and then as you progress through the challenge, say that you like I said, 10 pounds, once you hit your 5 pound weight loss, then up the reward. So gamify the process, reward yourself, include streaks as much as possible. Say that you wanted to do 100 videos in 100 days, right? then then you'll notice that you know you are get that extra motivation to not break that streak as much as possible. So number one, reduce the friction so it's just easy to get started, to stay on your streak as possible. So just make the process fun if you can. So if you can reward yourself every time you hit a milestone, every time you hit complete a week or two, then reward yourself. Set a list of stuff that will help keep you motivated throughout the process. So uh, gamify the process that you want to do, and yeah, likewise reward yourself in that process. So that's number two. And once again, in no particular order, but these are stuff that will help you stay consistent for 2021. And there's a lot more, but we can obviously, you can have it all, but you can't do it all. So we're trying to keep it as simple as possible. Just apply these few uh, tips to help you stay consistent, and then once those things become part of what you do on a daily basis, then we could add some more in the future. So number three, break it down to easy components. So all of us want to hit our goals, our resolutions, our challenge 100% as much as possible. But obviously, tackling 100% at a, at a, at at its most is either going to cause a lot of stress. And one thing, hitting it 100% doesn't mean it's going to be consistent through and through. So you may end up you know hitting the goal, right, grinding towards a goal, but and once you complete the goal, then there's no initiative to stay on it for the rest of the year, unless it becomes something that is a habit. What we want to do recommend is break your goals down. And what does 50% of it look like? What does 25% of look like? Especially if we're doing this as much as on a daily basis. What does 1% of hitting your goal look like, right? So breaking it down to something that's once again, and the other ones, that's fun to do, is effortless to do, something that you're gonna do, but then you don't have to think about it as much as possible. It's just something that becomes part of your routine, but at the same time challenges you enough to just break out of those bad habits and create these new habits. And breaking these bad habits, likewise the same thing. you know we want to break out of it 100% of the time. But overall, these habits have been created, has been part of you for so many years, right? The way you react to things, the way you treat things, the way you respond to certain things are habits that have been developed over time. So the best thing that you can do is break it down to a small component. All you need to do is just be better than yourself, uh, the day before, the day after, yesterday, right? So don't need to be something that that is totally out of character, right? That and that now you feel like that you know you're not enjoying the process because you're kind of forcing yourself to be something that you currently aren't, right? So and obviously then now you feel like you know but most importantly, like I said, just break it down to smaller components. How do you want the year to look like? What does it look like on the halfway point? If you need to reset for 2021, once we get to the 6 month point of 2021, see if you're on track, and see if you need to make adjustments to accelerate, or at this, or if you felt that it's been a little bit overwhelming to get to that point, then you can scale it down if you were able to front load as much as you can. So usually what I do challenge my challengers is break the year up into quarterly. So challenge yourself every 3 months, right? So that and that's just the problem that we do. We tend to think, okay, well, we have the whole year to uh, 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 get this challenge done, and that's where we end up failing, and then we end up smuggling our past into our future, right? Addressing the same goals, the same challenges, the same New Year resolution, year after year, right? And then we end up not having enough time to accomplish it, and then once again we waste either November, and most we waste December for sure, when we know that we're behind, and we're just we put it again on the shelf till next year. So break it down to 3 months, right? That gives you some room to really plan it out. At the same time, that 3 months is a short period of time that is really around the corner, so that you really need to really take action. So that's why I also introduced the 66-day life shift challenge. I need to update this template so that for the upgraded members, that let's focus on even more, getting more depth, uh, in depth process, uh, on top of your health, your overall health, your fitness, that we can look at other matters, and just finally put a nice big check mark that you accomplished it, that it's part of you. If it's part of your lifestyles, it's a habit that you develop and continue to develop. At the same time, you have most importantly untangled a lot of the bad habits to that has been part of you, and developed for so many years. So break it down. Like I said, that's what we usually do. Would like to focus on. Usually, we do have a process, uh, that we start from our future goals down to 5 years, 1 year, monthly, weekly, and daily. So asking ourselves the same question: what do I need to do uh, to in 5 years to accomplish my someday goals, and I break it down. What do I need to do uh, in a year to accomplish my 5 year goals? So breaking it down like that, asking yourself questions: how small can you go to get to down to what do I need to do daily to accomplish my weekly goals, my monthly goals, this year's goals, my 5 years goals, and align still with my Sunday goals. So asking yourself that questions as you break down your goal into smaller components. So here, once again, we want to focus on what you guys want to achieve in 2021 and breaking it down to even smaller components, just trying to be 1% better each day so that you know you will get towards your uh, your goal for 2021. So if you can, you know, depending on how much work you need, break down by yearly. So what can you do for you to achieve this goal in 6 months? Now, if it's something more doable, more easier, then what can you do to accomplish this goal in the next 3 months, or to accomplish this goal in March? So just break down the process. Don't overwhelm yourself by thinking that you need to hit this goal, this challenge, this New Year's resolutions, what 100% from the get go. You are setting yourself for failure because you're not enjoying the process at all. You're doing a little bit too much all at once, and that you are not really building a momentum, not really snowballing into something that will on its own will pick up steam as it get easier and easier to do as you become more efficient. And that's the most important thing also with that tip is that you're getting more efficient with a 3 month window or 6 month window instead of doing the whole year, all 12 months, just to accomplish this one goal, one challenge, one New Year's resolution, and repeating again. You're you're gonna try to accomplish this goal in 365 days, and once you get to October, November, December, then that's the only time you try to attempt to finish the goal. And then you put a lot once again, you made it even harder on yourself, and then you have to smuggle your past into your future once again with the same goal, the same challenge, same New Year's resolution, year after year after year. So now it's time to really move this and accomplish it this year, because this is the year where you stop talking about this, and then you move on to bigger and better things in 2022. All right. So next one will be to time block, and this is by far one of the most important things you guys need to do to really control your time. Really don't want to be a broken record, but uh, it's keeping it simple. It's the same questions year after year, but obviously, we don't need to change it because the answers will always change. So, you know, the questions that we ask each other, we ask ourselves, are the most effective questions that we can ask ourselves. And what do we what how can we better ourselves? How can we continue to improve? What does this year look like? Right? How do we want it to look like? what do we need to design to make this our year, right? So really time block as much as you can, right? Now on the process of time blocking, and it kind of correlates to what I said in the last tip of breaking it down, is that break it down into segments so that you can be more efficient with your time. So time blocking into three different categories, and these ones are in the order of priority, right? Is that uh, as much as we want to achieve that goal, that let's say that one New Year's resolutions that we need to accomplish, you know, a lot of us would say that will be okay. Our number one thing to prioritize and get it on our calendar as much as possible. But no, that scheduling your one thing, scheduling that the goals, the actions needed to accomplish your goal is the second thing. The number one thing that you need to time block first before you do anything else is to time block your free time, time block your me time, time block something. It doesn't even have to be a vacation, right? It'd be nice if you do have a vacation that we can time block, but you know, not every month, especially if you're working for someone, right? You're working in your business that requires you to be there. We can't do it on a monthly basis, right? So time block those slots that will help you, you know, uh, just step away from it, right? Just give you that peace and quiet to reset your mind, and really appreciate why you're doing this. If you don't separate yourself from what you're doing, and you're doing it over and over and 24 hours, 20 hours a day, right? Let's say 16 hours a day, and 8 hours is to sleep. Even with our sleep time, we're thinking about it, right? And then you're just ending up burning yourself in the process. How many of you have a favorite song that you played over and over again? Now, the question is, are you guys still listening to that song over time, right? As yes, there's a new song that comes out that just we just love it so much that we can't get our hands on just dating ourselves on that CD or that single. Or hence, thank you for Spotify and all these streaming platforms that we can listen to the song over and over again. Click on that loop, repeat that one song over and over again until we get to the point where we're bored of it, and then we completely don't listen to it again until unless it's played on the radio that we listen to. So we don't want to treat that with our goals. We don't want to treat that the same way with our New Year's resolutions and our challenge. We want to make sure that we are building consistency all 365 days. That hence we may hit the goal a lot sooner than possible. But guess what? There is more steps after your 1,000 step journey. So most importantly, scale up from that challenge. What's the next thing to take that challenge to the next level, right? If you want to, once it becomes too easy, but doesn't mean you put it on the shelf again that you achieve it. You know what? It's forever gonna be a lifetime grind, not a one, you know, not a goal grinder, as I think it's Eric Thomas that would like to say. Uh, Finding the difference between, you know, and separating yourself from a goal grinder, right? And obviously, we want to hit goals as much as possible, but hitting goals, right? As we like to grind our way to doing our best, our very best on getting 100% on an exam or on a test. Then after that, we're done with that and we're moving on. This is forever. A learning is forever a lifetime grind. So, and staying consistent to your goals, your New Year's resolutions, your challenges. You know what? You're. It's not. It's not only just the goal, the New Year's resolution and the challenge. It's the habit of being consistent, right? Showing up every day for that making that your purpose for each day, right? Just that action of showing up is huge, right? And showing up in a positive way that you want to show up for this, right? Not showing up because you have to show up for work, right? And uh, maybe you might dread heading to work, but that's not how we should treat our goals. It should be something that one again, number one again, showing up and making the process easier by reducing the friction and just preparing ourselves. I myself would like to prepare once a month and once again, once a week, like every Saturday. But then, I keep challenging myself. Is this really working for me? So my schedule kind of changed. So this week, I'm gonna see if it works. Planning the entire week on Sunday, right? I want to now focus my Saturdays as a time to really connect with my family, right? Spend times with my two boys and my wife, and really appreciate why I need to succeed, why I need to get up Monday to Friday, or for in my case, Sunday to Friday. Why I need to show up because of this, because these people are the reason why I want to work hard for them, so that I can give them the choices that they can have to achieve their goals, um, live their goals and dreams, and just really go at it. Hence, I will not make the decisions on what they want to do. Like, hence, you have to be a nurse. Like, no, I will. I'm gonna break that cycle, right? So, um, and yeah, it's kind of like a little comedy for all you Filipinos who know this, right? So you can look up a certain comedian on Netflix and you'll understand. But for me, it's so true because I went through that cycle, and luckily I didn't follow that cycle, because then I will not been happy, and I would have been doing it for money, and hence I will never have that peace and happiness that I'll be experiencing. So I will not change, trade anything for now. Uh, if I went that road, right? So yeah, just time block your free time, because then that will help you be more efficient with what you need to do. So once you have that free time blocking your free time, whether it's a week of vacation, or for me, making sure that everything's done before Saturday, because Saturday is family time, right? No work, no run, uh, anything, right? Just spending that time with my family, and then hence that will force you to be efficient with your time with the next 6 days or 5 days, and continue to challenge yourself in that process to find ways to make the process even faster and easier, and hence reducing that friction to show up and just go at it and find ways to make it a lot easier. So time block your free time. The next thing is, hence now we time block that one thing. Time block what the actions, steps that you need. Time block that plan that you need to accomplish your goal, your New Year's resolution, your challenge. So you time block that in your calendar, whether it's something that's at work or at home. You put it in there and make sure that it doesn't get disrupted, right? Because um, there's going to be, obviously, the road to success is never a straight line. There are going to be detours, lane changes, dead ends, and it's going to be rough. It's not never going to be a smooth ride. You're gonna have potholes that will try to derail you on accomplishing your goal, overcoming your challenge, right? So putting that on your calendar, whether however long you need to, and especially if it's going to be 2 hours, make sure you put in a break, unless it's something that you really are passionate about and really at the prime of getting it done. Then make sure, let everyone know that you are trying to accomplish your one thing, that it you know see me after these 2 hours, right? In order for me to be at my very best to accomplish this goal, this will help me be at my very best to help you out on what you are trying to ask me, asking for my help, uh, so that I can be there for you 100%. So if you respect my time block for me to accomplish my one thing, then I will be there for you 100%, right? So, and hence, people are, just realize people are just reacting, right? Do they really need your help for that thing? Maybe it's something that they can really solve while waiting, and then hence, then they learn something for themselves, and you know what, your time wasn't really needed to in the first place. So a lot of things that people are coming to you for are just, a lot of it's reaction to a scenario that they really don't have answers for at that moment, right? And maybe you are the expert on that, but I probably, they can put it on the side if they will remember it when your time is completed, your time block is completed for the one thing. Then they realize this is not that very important. So it's the same thing as, you really want to buy this item so bad that you just can't, you have to react and get it. You're buying on impulse. You're buying that you need this, and then you need that to really complete and complement the main purchase, right? But then again, once again, you're buying on reaction, and then that one item that you really need to have, you might end up thinking that now you're not using it again, right? Like a good example, well, not really good example, but then you know, I mean, we are kind of buying on, you know, a sofa that really complements us, complements our style, right? Hence, it is part of a need. It's part of a function that we need to have a sofa to sit at, to to rest, to socialize, right? We need it, right? But hence again, then uh, it does last forever. Actually, a good example is a cell phone, right? A lot of people buy a cell phone every year, or every year when the latest model comes out. Do we really need it, or we are just getting it because we want to stay up to date with the trend, or we're doing it because of the mob mentality? So a good example of the mob mentality, and it's justifiable, is everyone switching from WhatsApp to Signal or Telegram, or to various messaging apps to for their uh, private information not to be shared to various third party companies, right? So so let's see. You know, we're moving in huge. We are buying because of, we don't want to be behind the next person uh, that we follow, that we interact, that likes to get the latest model, right? So we don't want to be left behind in, especially this, especially December or November, the wave of consoles coming out, Xbox, PlayStation, right? So don't want to. People are buying it to be at the front line, and I myself was kind of like victim of that when it comes to these training programs that come up, and I need to be there to be on top of the latest strategies for 2021. Hence, here I am, learning week 3 out of, I believe, a 7-week training course, trying to get as much information and strategies that I can use for my business, that I can use to help me in my coaching program, so that I can add value to my challengers. So hence, did I probably not need the program? Probably not. I have a lot of things already on my plate already, with my eBay business and other stuff that I want to learn. But hence they want to be talking about 2020 stuff. Definitely gonna be, we are gonna live in 2021. Might as well get what's gonna help me make the process easier, and be more prepared. So these are just examples of reaction towards things that may not serve us, right? So yeah, once number one of time blocking is time blocking your free time. Next one is time blocking your one thing, or the plans needed to accomplish your goals, and try to reduce your goals to 1 to 2 things at a time. Then trying to do 5 different New Year's resolutions all at one go. So once again, if you can do it quarterly, okay, what's 2 resolutions I need to accomplish these this first 3 months, right? And I'll really focus on that and try to be efficient on the time within that 3 month window, especially being efficient with before my free time show up, and then really accomplish it with these 3 months. So hence, yeah, I write. That's why I do the 66-day shift challenge to help my challengers go through accomplishing something in the short time and basically rewarding themselves as soon as possible. Then they can really challenge the other 9 months, right? Okay, and the last and final part of that time block is time blocking your planning time. So this is one thing, and like I said, it doesn't need to be a lot for me. It's done once a week, and then I just lay out the plan. What do I need to do daily? And then I print it out, right? And then I post it, one in my bedroom, one here in my office, so that I can be reminded at the start of the day. Okay, this is what I need to really do to accomplish my goal today. That 1%, right? So my plan is, like, once again, set up my someday goal, but let's not go that far. Let's Because this is for 2021. So what do I need to do in this year? Break it down. What do I need to do uh, every 3 months or on a monthly basis? But I treat with a quarterly. I treat 2021 as 4 different years, right? So thinking of it as, January, April, August, and end of December as a new year for me. If I can break down, if I can treat these 3 months, each uh, to treat the 4 quarters as 4 New Years, then that's hence one again, rewarding yourself and really scaling it every 3 months, right? So yeah, don't give yourself enough room to overthink yourself, right? Be focused, be efficient, and really challenge yourself to think out the box and improve yourself. And then you can be surprised, and you can really, hit bigger goals that you never thought possible. A lot of things that we're doing now, what we're planning, that we planned in December to tackle this year, is based on our current self, our current values, our where we are now, our current location. So obviously, it's really hard to dream into the future, but and think that we'll achieve it. But once again, just break it down to something small and just trust the process, and you'll be surprised that you know you'll get there. Like I said, especially if you're heading to a new job because it pays better, there's better benefits, there's more opportunity. You probably said the same thing from your last job, right? So so just really just trust the process that you're gonna get there, right? And just break it down as something small and scale up. You know, every 3 month block, or however you want to tackle it. If you can get it complete in the month, but once again, we want to build something consistent that it becomes a habit and it becomes a lifestyle, right? Okay, so we're heading into the 50-minute mark. We'll give you the very last tip. Once again, I feel this is very important, and that especially on a daily basis, right? The number one tip that I can give you to be consistent for 2021, right? But most importantly, any day, any week, any month, any year, not just only 2021, but hence we're doing YouTube, so we want to get uh, views and searches, right? To you know see if I can provide value to future challengers. So obviously, this video is going to be reused for or you know for 2022 plus maybe you know 2.0 version of it. But the mom and if you're going to be watching this in the future, obviously you're going to hear this tip probably with within those future tips that I will be sharing in 22. But this tip is by far the most important tip to help you in anything that you do, any situation you get into, and yeah, just any stressful, overwhelming situation, any happy, fulfilled, and healthy situation. Tip number 5 is stop and ask. And hence, giving yourself even that 3 seconds of pause to most importantly give in to your reaction. You are going to react, right? There's it's just the habits that you built over the years. You are going to react to a situation. Now, acting on it. Now, that's the thing, right? Can you give yourself 3 seconds or 10 seconds to just really pause? Okay, is it really worth it to react to this, or am I just opening more a can of worms, if making a situation even worse because let's say I flipped out even more because it's detrimental, right? But can you really give yourself time to pause and think about it? And because the reaction is going to be there no matter what, it just the spur of the moment, right? But uh, really having the pause to at least breathe, right? Just breathe, collect yourself, and at least your reaction isn't the very first thought that that will come into dealing with this. Maybe the second thought will be more beneficial to you, right? So the number one question to ask yourself in this stop and ask is first thing in the morning when you wake up, right? Maybe after having your morning prayer, like I usually do, evening prayer to be thankful, to ask forgiveness for anything that you know uh, that I reacted on that I shouldn't, right? Could have done better, right? And also, ask asking for another day to prove myself tomorrow, right? So, and then in the morning, after having my prayer, thank you for giving me this opportunity to prove myself, Thank you so much. And if anything comes along that new challenges that I feel, I'm really sorry. Right? I'll try to do better. And please, request for your guidance and help, and as much blessings that you can give me to get through this day. Challenge myself to be a better person, to provide value and help others, and then you know ask the Lord Jesus to relay my prayers to Him. So after having my prayers, then I can ask myself this question to set myself up for the day. So I do have one question that I do have on my wall to really start the day through the help and the eye-opening experience from Donna Fox. But this is another one I think will take it to another level, because the question that she relayed, that I have it on my wall and I think about it to plan my day, right? But there's even another step to make it even smaller, more efficient, and just find more happiness and fulfillment. So the one question I got from Donna Fox is, uh, let's see, what do you want to, what kind of person can do you want to be today, right? So it doesn't have to be, you have a certain traits and core values you want to represent, but not every day it's going to be, not every morning is going to be a great morning. You might have a really bad time sleeping that you need to get up, or you wake up and you need to get up, or whatnot, to go to the washroom, right? So it might be disruptive on your sleep cycle, right? And you might wake up feeling tired. So but then at the same time, you don't need to throw it off and make the day a wash, especially in the morning, right? You could probably show up at 80% of yourself, and 80% is still great compared to people who just call it, just say, oh, this I had a bad sleep, and my day's completely ruined. So they made 100% from the get-go ruined. So yeah, that's the one question I start each morning. But you know I guess this came about the last 24 hours. This next question to really ask myself to start the morning, also, right? And to break it down, asking myself, uh, what's the one thing I can do today to call today a win? What is the one thing I can do today that will make everything unnecessary? That will make, if I do this one thing today, then everything else is unnecessary. What is the one thing I can do to call today a win? And if I achieve this, then I'm happy, right? Like I accomplish all I need to do today, right? So really ask yourself, not only just pausing to reactions that come about, but most importantly, getting that huge task, right, out. Especially if it's going to be your one thing, if you accomplish that one thing, you're really looking forward to it, because if you accomplish this, your one thing, and if that's the one thing that you're going to call a win for the day, then everything else pales in comparison, right? Think of it, especially for us runners, especially after work and everything. There's so much up time and opportunity to talk ourselves out of going out for the run until we really finally do get there and complete our our 10K run or 5K run, whatever it may be, and then you're so happy that you got it done, and realize that that's it. I did what I need to do for my fitness for the day. I'm one day closer, and that's it. You feel a sense of accomplishment. Like, I think, for me, and from hearing from fellow runners, and that reaction to getting that run in, like all the challenges that you went through just to convince yourself to get out that door, and finally doing it, right? Either it's run or cycling, you're ecstatic. You'll be like, you're just like, right? Getting it done, knocking it out, crushing it, right? Now, if you treat that to anything that you feel will bring you happiness each day, you are going to be living 365 days of happiness. Any challenges that come your way, right? Hence, it will still suck, right? But then it won't it won't complete it won't completely dictate your entire day, because that one action, the one task, that one thing that you needed to call a day a win. You're to the moon. So once again, yeah, these are the top 5 tips that I feel can help you be more consistent in 2021. So a little review before we end it off, and thank you so much for listening to this episode. Number one, preparation. Reducing the friction as much as possible. If you can get yourself prepared the day before, so that when it comes to today, you just need to pick up and go. Don't let you know don't let your mind have time to overthink the process. Number two, gamify it. Reward yourself. So making it into small segments to keep a streak going, to basically reward yourself in these partial milestones to the big goal. So hence you get closer and closer to your goal. At the same time, you're creating happy moments that are fun, keeping the streak going, keeping yourself up, and getting it done on days that you feel like you don't want to get out for a run, right? For example, right? Gamify it, reward yourself, right? Number three, breaking it down to easy components. So once again, same as number one tip, what is the one thing that you can do today to call the day a win, right? It doesn't have to be the entire 100% of crushing the goal. It can be a partial piece of that. You know, in all retrospect, 1% per day. So think about, you're trying to crush your goal 100% of the time. And guess what? You can have 3 goals that you crush the year, and then you have 65 that you're setting up to carry over for 2022 on a positive note, not something that you're dragging into the next year. You are on your way to completing that, and hence you probably even end up having four tasks completed for 2022. All right. And then number 4, time block. Most important, time block. Protect that time block, that one thing. Make sure your free time is on there before you put everything else, so that you become efficient with the time that you need to do to accomplish your goals, your challenge, your New Year's resolution. And at the same time, be reminded why you're doing this, having that time to enjoy yourself, right? To reset, reflect, and then get back at it to to because think of it just looking forward to the weekend, but at the same time looking forward to the weekdays to really earn that free time, right? So, all right, especially having the free time at a more upgraded level because you crush it, right? And yeah, just basically having each free time um, scale up from the next, right? Because you've been more efficient, challenging yourself on doing your one thing, and in that same thing with the time block, then always continue to stay on top of your plan, right? Make adjustments if you need to, right? And then scale up each time you keep upgrading, right? So sometimes the goals that we set up for the future is based on our current value, our current self, and once we start chipping away and keeping improving ourselves, that goal that we set up may be obsolete, right? We might need to upgrade that goal, right? And last and final, one of the most important thing to even start just a day, right, is to stop and ask yourself, what can you do today that can call the day a win? And then you're thinking really hard, right? Right. Look at your calendar on what's lined up on the day. If you can get this one task done, right, then everything else pales compares. Today is what I call a win. All right, hope that has helped you all. I really appreciate all of you who spent the time watching this. If you guys had, are watching this um, the whole way through, once again, hashtag live. Thank you so much for watching an hour or 70 minutes at least. And if you're watching this as a replay, hashtag replay, once again, thank you for getting to this point and probably getting it at 2x the speed. So, all right. So, if you want to learn more cool questions on other tips, I feel, especially through the ABC method, ABC mindset, you can hashtag me in the comments and I'll try to get to you as soon as possible. You are more than welcome to join my free Facebook group. Just apply and yeah, we'll get you in. And yeah, if you find that this has provided you so much value, and that's what I want to do is provide you guys with values to really help you guys have an awesome 2021. Unlike 2022, but for me, 2020 has opened up a lot of opportunities through the challenges. You really once again have to stop and ask yourself, how can I pivot in this moment? So yeah, if you can find, if you this has been very valuable to you, please, just if you can share it, that helps. Tag your friends if it's going to help them. I do have the Facebook group that you have, but also my Facebook page, and also all these recordings are on my YouTube channel. So please, yeah, it helps me a lot if you like this video, like my YouTube video, and don't forget to subscribe to get future videos. Right, either on the YouTube, hit the bell icon to get the updates on videos that are coming up, and also yeah, here on the Facebook, like and update your notifications to get to get updates. So once again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate all of you who continue to watch these, and yeah, that just shows that I'm providing value, and yeah, just I get reached out by my challengers, thanking them, and I'm so happy to serve them and help them as much as possible. Once again, also, to add some more value, um, if you guys like me, I have my own e-commerce store. I'm transitioning to a platform that I'm using to really scale my business up to the next level, and at the same time, not only scaling up my business, but also so important, reducing the expenses side. So scaling up your business does not have to be super expensive. So feel free to head over to my website, my landing page, groovewithryan.com, and yeah, feel free to receive a free e-commerce account on if you guys feel to have that second side business to just help help out in paying the bills. Extra money can go a long way, and last year it has helped me stay afloat when I got laid off. So feel free to go there and get a free e-commerce account. All right, so once again, thank you again. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you all got value out of this. And yeah, let's really crush this week. And I'm very looking forward to getting as much done Monday to Friday, so I can really spend time like I did last Saturday with my family, because they're at home, they're home from school, so obviously we have our stuff to do. So I'm looking forward to spend more time with family, just log off from the computer, and that's basically what I did. It's just in the evening I logged on just to make sure all my orders online are ready to go for me to process for today. So we got it done, and yeah, just making it easier, for me, reducing the friction, and just living that life with design. All right, once again, thank you. It's been 75 minutes, and yeah, let's really crush this week. All right, wishing you all the best and live your life by design. Take care.